Welcome back to Magic Titans. It's Modern Week. We're streaming every day this week, exclusively Modern so far. And I think we're going to continue to play Modern. Past 2 days we played Amulet Titan. It's the deck that I've been trying to get good at. It's very hard, and I'm bad. Today we're taking a break from that, and we're going to play a little Ketramose? Necromose? It's Ketramose Necrodominance, so it's the traditionally mono black deck, splashing white for Ketramose and a couple of sideboard cards. Hope you're having a lovely week. I'm really excited to play this deck. It's a brand new deck to me. It's a brand new deck in general. I think it has really been pioneered in the past week or two. And I think it's cool. So let's just dive on in, take a look at the deck. What's up, T? Really loving all the support, showing up every day. Hang out and play some Magic. It's very kind of you, T. So here's the deck. It centers around this 3-mana enchantment, Necrodominance. You don't draw in your draw step, but at the beginning of your end step, you pay any amount of life, draw that many cards. Max hand size is 5. Cards that would go to your graveyard go to exile instead. Does a lot of things. It's fixed Necropotence. It's supposed to be a fair Necropotence. It's still not fair. All cards with this style of effect are just unfair. Where did I get this list from? A person named Jev got first place in the Monday. I believe it was the Monday Modern event. Not a league. It was the thing above a league. Anyway, got first place. And it's a brand new deck. And it's cool. So how does this deck work? Our main goal is to soul spike our opponent a bunch of times, and they will have fetched and shocked and hurt themselves a little bit. So when we draw a billion cards in our end step, before we go to discard, we're going to exile 2 black cards to cast soul spike, hopefully a bunch of times. So this deck kind of has a theme of free black spells, and all of the free black spells. What's up, Kenotu? Well, thank you for the engagement, even though you can't stay. A lot of these free black spells require you to pitch black spells, or to exile them from your hand. So instead of running lands, we're mostly running MDFCs that we don't really intend to cast. They're just lands that we can pitch to our free spells. So we have 4 Fel the Profane, 4 Bogart Trawlers, and it looks like we're not playing the tapped ones anymore. Cool. Sickening Shoal is free removal. You exile a black card from your hand, and then you give a creature -X/-X, where X is the mana value of that card you discarded. And we have March of the Wretched Sorrow, which gains you life. And you can pitch a bunch of black cards to make it cheaper. Shieldred is obviously a mega combo with Necrodominance, because you pay a life to draw a card, and then Shieldred gives you 2 life. So you can pay all but 1 of your life to double that. You essentially double your life and draw your life -1 cards in your end step. It's nuts. And the new hotness is Ketramose that we're adding to this deck. It's 4/4 menace lifelink, indestructible, but it has a new God clause. It can't attack or block unless there are 7 or more cards in total in exile across all players exiled for any reason. We exile a lot of our own cards. So that's how we're going to turn on Ketramose. So he's going to gain us life to offset the life we're losing to Necrodominance. He also draws us a card, and we lose a life whenever a card is put into exile from a graveyard or the battlefield on our turn. There's a lot of clauses here. You can tell Ketramose went through playtesting, a lot of it. A lot of playtesting on Ketramose, I imagine. Because all of these minor limitations kind of add up to the card being very narrow and specific, still very powerful. What are our enablers for Ketramose? We have Dauthi Voidwalker, so all of our opponent's cards are going to go to exile when they would go to graveyard. So that'll count. If we remove a creature, or there's some combat, or they cast a spell, that goes to exile. I guess if they cast a spell, it's not from battlefield. But anyway, Dauthi Voidwalker, Emperor of Bones exiles a card from a graveyard every combat, or each of our combats. And then the big one is Relic of Progenitus. People have been picking up on Relic because it exiles a lot of cards one at a time. Ketramose isn't drawing for each card. It's drawing for each instance. If you put 5 cards into exile, that's 1 draw. So Relic can tap to exile something, you draw, then you pay 1 to exile Relic of Progenitus, draw, and then you exile a graveyard, draw, and then Relic draws when it exiles. So you draw 4 cards off of Relic, which is nuts. And then we have a suite of interactions. So we have Fatal Push, Thoughtseize. That's it. That's the main board. This is black-white. So we no longer just run a bunch of swamps. We have Shadowy Backstreet. Backstreet boys are back. We have Godless Shrine to give us white mana to cast Ketramose, but also, let's take a look at this 6 sideboard where we're playing some white cards. Vindicate is enchantment and artifact removal, which is important because black doesn't really get those. Pest Control is the silver bullet against Boros Energy. They have a lot of 1-drops, and this kills all of them. Surgical Extraction hits like a Flage or Temur Breach. You can hit Breach combo pieces. Break the Ice is Sinkhole for colorless lands. This is our silver bullet against Eldrazi ramp. Meat Hook Massacre, again, we don't really run sweepers in the main, so this is the closest thing we're going to get to a sweeper, and it's very good against Boros Energy. Orum's Chant is a silence, an instant speed silence. This is going to be great against all of the stupid combo nonsense that's going on right now. Temur Breach and Storm are the 2 big ones for Orum's Chant. And then Elish Norn is a funny inclusion. Everybody's been talking about this 5-mana Elish Norn as the answer to Sewers, this black-white ETB Blink deck, because they can't really deal with it. Their only creature removal is Solitude, which is an ETB. And it's a 4/7. It's huge. And it just shuts off that deck entirely. But it has been pointed out to me, Sam actually told me today that he pointed out that it stops the Grindstone untap. Grindstone untaps whenever an artifact enters the battlefield. Well, that is a permanent entering, so Elish Norn stops that. So this shuts off the combo from Breach. It is a 5-mana answer to Breach. I feel like if they haven't won by then, that's on them. And it's also got 7 toughness, which is a lot for Breach to deal with. They have... My headphones turned off. They have the Delirium, deal 2 or deal 6 if you have Delirium. And they have the Lord of the Rings, Flame of Anor, deal 5. So they need 2 burn spells in conjunction to kill Elish Norn. So it's pretty hard for them to deal with. Most of their counter magic is only non-creature. And they have like artifact enchantment removal. So Elish Norn kind of just sits around and stops the Grindstone combo in that matchup. I'll be curious to see if I get to do that today. But that's the deck. Let's get into a league and start playing. Let's get some matches underway. I am super pumped to be playing this deck. And yeah, Sam is pointing out you don't really want to be playing many white cards because you need to pitch black cards from your hand to do anything with this deck. Okay, Necro in our opening hand, and we have 3 lands. This hand's great. I wish we didn't have Soul Spike. Well, thank you, Jack. I'm your hero, question mark. Undercity Sewers tells me this is and it clinged to dust. This is definitely Frogtide. We're gonna try to fly under the radar for as long as possible. Don't really want them to know what we're doing. And they play a lot of counter magic, so I don't expect Necrodominance to land the first time I cast it. We're going to go to the Backstreet Boys here to get our white mana for Ketramose and also make our opponent think we're playing Sewers. Sewers, I think, is a more popular deck than this black-white Necrodominance. I don't want Emperor Bones. I already have 2 Doughty Voidwalkers, which is enough for my opponent to not really be able to fill their graveyard and have to deal with that. I'm going to cast a Voidwalker here. I expect this to get countered. Oh, thanks, Jack. You're diving into the deep end. If you are new to Magic, you've only really played Commander, Modern is going to be a trip. A lot of just unfair. You're going to witness some unfair nonsense. But I hope you enjoy it. And I hope that I do a reasonable job of explaining what's going on. Yeah, Sam pointed out Fatal Push is a better play. They don't have a ton of push targets. And they can save Counterspell for Necrodominance. Now, they likely have a big play here. They didn't play Frog on 2 and tap land on 3. They're probably just going to hold up Counter Magic. If they do, I'm just casting another Doughty Voidwalker. Yeah, no Counter Magic. And I have a lovely tap land to play. If I bin Fel the Profane, they know what we're doing. Just immediately, they know what's up. But they don't really have a choice. They have to deal with Voidwalker. I'm going to top it and try to keep them in the dark on what we're doing. They're tanking. It's unlikely they have a second Fatal Push, and they're probably deciding how bad is this if it resolves. It resolves and they don't have the push. That's very good news for us. Prismatic Ending. Okay. Love it. They're still holding up Counterspell. I would like to keep my spell lands in hand because I can pitch them. I think now we cast Ketramose. I really don't want to throw away my only Necrodominance. There's Counterspell. Great. Great. Great, great, great. So next turn, I think they're going to... Yep, they have to resolve something. I'm going to force the issue here with Soul Spike. Never mind, they tapped out. I don't really care. I'm free to go. They could have Force of Negation, but I don't think they're main decking it. And I think we're off to the races here. I think we're going to do some jank nonsense. Thoughtseize. I have enough to Thoughtseize to clear the way for sure. And mana doesn't really mean anything in this deck. Okay, we're going to take Unearth. So now they only have 2 cards in hand. So a Soul Spike kills Psychic Frog, which is just lovely. I need to set my end step stop. Oh, how did I make a white mana? What did I do? Oh, this card's backwards. That's... Ugh. Ugh. Why is that land backwards? Okay, so... these 3 cards are already gone. I'm going to Soul Spike. I think I'm going to go 10 cards. They don't have Burn. I think, yeah, we're going 10 cards. I don't need Thoughtseize. Ooh, Shoal is cute. I like Shoal. I don't have a 4... Oh, I do have a 4-drop. I Fel the Profane. Okay, so we're going to Shoal this with Fel the Profane. This is still 4, so they can't really do anything. We're going to Necrodominant... Or, Soul Spike. Barger Trawler is actually a live spell in this. We're going to Soul Spike. with... I don't think I need Fatal Push. They have a Thoughtseize in hand. I'm down to 5 cards, and I have 2 cards that exile graveyards. I think this is a good place to be. That was a greedy Necro, going for 10 cards, but it worked out. Yep, they Thoughtseize me. They'll probably take Emperor of Bones. Yep. Which means I get to cast Boggart Trawler to empty their graveyard, and then they have nothing. Unless this is an Oculus. If they drew Oculus off of Consider. Oh. I feel great in this world, where they have no resources, and I have a Boggart Trawler and a Doughty Voidwalker, and they have no graveyard. This is just wonderful. I think we have won game 1. Now, we didn't do the Ketramose thing. Yeah. But we did do the Necrodominance thing. Oops. I don't want Vindicate. I just want to move Vindicate. All right. So I think that we are generally already advantaged in this matchup. None of our sideboard hates what they're doing. Yeah, I think we're just good to go. I don't think we really need to change anything here. I could bring in Orm's Chance or Surgical, but Surgical's probably good enough to bring in. And I will weirdly take out March of Wretched Sorrow. Pushes are great against Frog. Shoals are great against Frog and the Eye. Yeah, I think we're just bringing in 1 Surgical. Yeah, Oculus top deck I think would have been hard to beat there. Their top deck was Consider, which means they get 2 more looks, and Oculus was going to be hard to overcome for sure. That was kind of like nut draw for Necrodominance. Relic is so good in this matchup. I think I actually bolt land to cast Relic turn 1 to get it under counter magic. I don't have a Necro, but I have just really solid answers to what they're doing. I have a Fatal Push for a Frog on 2. I think this is a great hand. And I forgot to start the music. Do we have... Music's not working. Oh, it's playing music on my other computer. Why does Spotify do this thing where they try to integrate all your devices, and when you play on one device, it just sends it to a different device? Why would that ever be what I want? How do I make it stop doing that? Okay, this web browser. There we go. Not a feature I understand. Maybe I don't have a connected enough life. Yeah, as Sam is pointing out, Ketramose Relic is a good enough engine to keep. This is like the plan B, and I think it is a plan B that just beats what they're doing every time. Opponent really tanking on their mulligan. They mulled to 6. What? Shock an Azorius land. Very strange. I feel like Spell Pierce is here, but I don't... This is such a weird play. Maybe it's just like hold up, consider. Yeah. Okay. They didn't take the Force of Negation that... Okay, whatever. If I were them, I would have probably forced Relic of Progenitus in this matchup. That play was very strange to me. They might be new to playing Murktide. They don't know how important their graveyard is. It's possible. Now we have some decision points. We can Backstreet, hold up Fatal Push. They didn't cast Frog. I don't expect them to cast Frog. We can Bolt Land Voidwalker, but then we can't Ketramose on 3. So I think we tap land and try to hold up Ketramose. I don't think I need to dig for a Necrodominance. I think I'm happy with where we're at. Thoughtseize. Okay, they should take Ketramose here. Unless they really want a Frog. But I mean, this hand kills Frog a bunch of ways. They should take Ketramose. Yeah. Cool. That is fine. And they're holding up counter magic. I'm going to play the threat they know about, which is the Voidwalker. I expect this to get countered. They're burning through a lot of life, so they're like in Soul Spike range, just in general. Yep, counterspell, great. I would like for you to exile a card. And then we'll Backstreet again. Now we are digging for Ketramose or Necrodominance. I almost said Necropotence. Oh, I didn't hold up a mana to exile their graveyard. They can get to 6 in bin and cast Oculus if they have untapped land. Ooh, that is an interesting line I hadn't thought of. Their own Ketramose in the bin, and they have 6 in the bin. So if they have untapped land, they have Oculus, and this becomes a fight. Unearth. Okay. I mean, we have Sickening Shoal for this. Okay, so we're going to remove Ketramose. And then they're going to remove Relic of Progenitus. And we're sort of both back to square one, except I'm going to take their Ketramose. Or do I cast Voidwalker? No, I'm going to take their Ketramose. They will still have at least 6 in the graveyard, which is their Ketramose. A threat of Oculus all the time. Okay, no Oculus. I would like... We have 5 cards in exile. I'll go up to 6 with Emperor Bone, so I wouldn't be able to attack if I animated Ketramose. I think we will see what happens when I go to combat. They likely have removal? No? I'll take Unearth. Let's put them to 6 cards. Sure. Last card in hand was Counterspell. Does this sack in it? Yeah, this does sack with Finality counter. So you are right. I would be able to Fatal Push and end step in the world where they top deck Oculus. Oh, I have my own Boggart in the graveyard. Wow, that's a good line. I can push it, but I don't... It doesn't feel better. Okay. This is unconditional removal for Oculus, so I need to hold it up. No. It can't be. This is an Oculus. Ugh. Ugh. I need a land. That doesn't help. I'll push the manifest. In case it's another Oculus. Now they can have counter magic up. This is a really painful spot. They're just accruing so much value. What is this card? Anawan, the Ruin Sage. That does it. If they don't have counter magic. If they do have counter magic, I'm gonna do this in their upkeep. Okay, this is the... Oh! God. Okay. Oculus into Oculus, one of the most fair lines in all of Magic. I drew Emperor Bones. Drawing Soul Spike turns the Sickening Shoal online. There's a billion cards in graveyards. So Ketramose is a blocker. Or in exile. There's a lot of cards in exile. So if they don't have counter magic, just they have 2 cards in hand. Okay. So I'd have a lifelink blocker for the manifest. And we get another spin for a land. Emperor can steal Oculus to block Oculus, but that needs a 4th mana. And I believe that they have Fatal Pushes in hand, because they have cards that they're not playing. Okay, so a land or a very... So now we are on the line of Sickening Shoal, Pitch, Fell the Profane to make the Oculus a 1/1 so that I don't die. And we're fully on the bones. We're on the Emperor line. Yikes. It's so hard to beat Oculus. Oh, did I just kill myself? I had to post-combat play Emperor Bones. If I had not played the Godless Shrine and then drawn the Swamp. Yeah. So I have to shoal the Oculus. Should have done this in upkeep so they couldn't draw. Counterspell wins them the game. Force, hardcast Force on their own turn. Okay, yeah, I'm dead. Cool match. A lot of dynamic play there. Still don't think I'm changing sideboard. Very, very cool game. Interactive on both sides. I would like to play first. You can shock in Barter Trawler, right? Yes. This would be a risky keep on the play. It's a 1-lander. Well, that's a 0-lander. Thoughtseize Surgical turn 1 is something I'm interested in doing. I'm not going to keep a Shieldred. And I don't need 2 Fellow Profanes. Swamp, Thoughtseize. This is just maximum disruption. I'll take all of their Oculuses. And then they have 3 Ketramose, 4 Psychic Frog. Okay. And then, oh, their hand has become a nightmare. Okay. It's definitely no Oculus. There's 1 Frog, 1 Consider, 1 Spell Snare. No, there's 2 Considers, 1 Grave, 1 Delta. Great. Figured out their hand. But now we're just top decking into a Frog. Jack, I missed the day that they played Trench Crusade, which is unfortunate. I actually really wanted to go, but I had something else I had to do that day. So I have not gotten to play Trench Crusade yet. They did record a video that should be coming out. I don't know when. I think we sent it to the editor. So we're starting to explore Trench Crusade, but I personally haven't gotten to play yet. I really would like to. Looks super fun. Okay, they're holding up Spell Snare because they don't know what I have. Necro was the best draw in the deck. They'll now consider. Yeah, Jack, it's nice to see a models agnostic game hit its stride. To see there have been many companies or people that have tried to do this, to just make a game for the love of games. And they almost always make skirmish games because they are easier to develop and play test, and they're more accessible. And I just think skirmish games are healthier for the hobby, generally speaking. So it's cool to see a models agnostic skirmish game really hit its stride and become popular, and I think they nailed it. I think it's a great game. I want to get my hands on it and play. They kept on top, which is a little worrying. But they should tap out for Frog here. Yeah. And then we Necrodominance and the game should be over. I think we're just all in. Are we all in? Frog represents 7 damage next turn. Because they'll have 6 cards in hand. If they have Force... Man. I think I'm pushing... Because to cast Necro this turn, I go to 13. And they have 7 damage on the board. I think I'm just pushing here. And they have Force, so they don't. Yeah, they don't have Force. So now I can bigger Necrodominance next turn. Now, they were tapped out. So that was a big opportunity to land Necrodominance. But I don't know, man. Yeah, they'll play another Frog. Okay. So they've considered to find... We're sort of in the same spot. But I think this is a little better for us. They're going to consider to look for Force of Negation. Or maybe Spell Pierce. If they have it, they have it. They don't have it. Necro lands. Okay. Now this is a 6 damage Frog, so I'm going to take 9 cards.
Remember, don't hesitate to call on me for anything.
You would Necro for 12? I guess if I take 9 cards and I miss, I'm just dead anyway, because I'll never draw again. Yeah, we'll go big. I mean, we got the push as an answer. That's pretty good. Hope I still have a swamp on my deck. That's pretty hot. I don't need 2 spare Necros. Fatal Push beats everything in their deck, and they no longer have Oculus. I don't care as much about the size of their graveyard. And then we're out of things to do. I'll pitch some lands.
Don't call on me.
And then Ketramose can regain us some life. They have Spell Snare for Voidwalker. I have a backup Fatal Push. The only threats left in their deck are Frogs and Ketramose. I don't have a white source, I am realizing. And they kept up Spell Snare. Oh, that's awkward. Oh, man. That fetch was bad. Oh, man. I think this is my line. I'm gonna draw off Relic. And if I hit a white source, I have my own Ketramose. We have shoals as answers. But I don't have a 4-drop in my hand. Guess I'm necroing for a 4-drop anyway. Relic cuts off a lot of their resources because they can't play their own relic. I'm exiling both graveyards. This feels like the right play. Nurgle, this has been a wild match, and it's unclear who's winning. We're 1-1, and this game is very chaotic. Opponent tanking on this. What response could they have to Relic of Progenitus? Force of negation? They're thinking, do they force the Relic? If they have a force and they force my shoal, I'm gonna be sad. Oof. Okay. Now I cast Voidwalker to get them to Spell Snare to hopefully make it so they can't force. Winning in our hearts because he's not playing Amulet Titan. Look, I'm a lot more likely to win because I'm not playing Amulet Titan. I'm so bad with that deck. Alright, we're all in. We're 6 cards. We hit the shoal. Never didn't have it. I should do this in... now. I should do this now. I'm going to discard ability cards. I don't need 2 Sholdreds. I guarantee you there's a force in their hand. One of their 2 cards is Force of Will. Or sorry, Force of Negation. 100%. Every time. Wow. Okay. Alright. Don't need to spare Necrodominance. I don't need 3 Ketramose. Now, I can't fetch, and I can't draw so Shieldred doesn't give me life. But Emperor of Bones can take their Ketramose. And with their Ketramose, I will gain life. And be allowed to continue to play the game. Got him. This is our dastardly scheme. Let's make sure we have a stop in our combat so we don't miss that. Now, counter magic here is likely. And if they counter this, I think we just lose the game. We can try next turn casting Shieldred, but really we're running out of options. Oh, they're digging. They don't have it. Oh, they're digging. Oh my god. This match. Oh. Oh. Okay, so now we are on Shieldred Beatdown as our only out. I pay 0. We have a push if they draw Frog. Oh boy. This game got silly. That's not a frog. I'm just dead, right? Maybe they don't see it. Yeah, if I'd fetched white, this would have been an easy win. Maybe they won't see it. Do they see the line? Oh, they saw the line. That was a great match. This deck is awesome. Very cool deck. They saw the attack with the 1 creature line. Hey, maybe they had never read the card before. Wow. That was fun. Whew. This is much more diverse play patterns than I was expecting. Gets a lot more complicated with a plan B. When Necrodominance was just plan A and only plan A, that was a different deck. I was worried about my life total. I didn't fetch a white source because I was at 4, but the reason to be at 4 is to be able to fetch shock a white source. So that was my bad. I just wasn't thinking about what I could draw off of Necrodominance. I was so concerned with just not immediately dying. 3-lander, turn 1 Thoughtseize into eventual Ketramose. I think this is a playable hand, not knowing my opponent's deck. People love this Hell's Caretaker. Oh, it's the mtgo deck. I will take your only discard spell. Isn't it ironic? The discard deck getting Thoughtseized. Take out that stop. I should take out the stops that give away the deck I'm playing. Ooh, Thoughtseize makes mtgo bigger. And I would just be hitting a Flameblade Adept. I don't think I'm Thoughtseizing here. In fact, I'm going to March of Wretched Sorrow, pitch Thoughtseize. Play, no. This. That. Cast. Done. And then next turn we Ketramose. Yes, Jack. You can play any cards that are legal in the format. So Modern is all standard legal cards after like 2009 or something. The fact that this land is backwards drives me insane. That it taps for white first and then black in mtgo. It's crazy. In fact, you don't even need the man. Like, there's no restriction. You just put any cards in you want. And yeah, no worries about. Look, we love introducing players to this madhouse of Magic. At the very beginning of the stream, I did a rundown of this deck and what it's trying to do. If you are confused or you want to see more of what we're trying to do, I know the cards on the screen are tiny in Magic Online. Can go back and watch that. That's actually a very insightful question, Jack. Oh, they have a fetch. I don't want to play Sheoldred into fetch Fatal Push. I can Sickening Shoal just hard cast it against a Flameblade Adept. These have... Okay. Done. Not sure if that was the right play, but I'm doing it. But yeah, Jack, that's a very insightful question. Constructed formats, like 60 card competitive formats, vary wildly in power level. So standard is just the cards in the past 3 years that were printed into standard. So it's not even all the cards. Like most of the commander specific cards, or the cards that you'll find in your commander deck, you can't play in standard or modern. And lower power level formats, because the mana base is worse. The lands that you are allowed to play, there's just fewer of them and they're less powerful. In those formats, there's generally fewer colors in the decks. So in Standard, a 3-color deck is a lot of colors. There was a Domain deck running around for a while because Domain cards were in Standard. I'm looking to bait their Fatal Push here. I don't even know what I take. I guess Hollow One because it's just the biggest creature. Really, I just want them to... Oh, that's not Fatal Push. I mean, it's weird because I have obvious lines around that, but... Sure. Weird. Yeah, I'll take Hollow One. But in a higher power format, so Modern has like 3 times, 4 times as many cards as Standard. You get better mana bases, right? Godless Shrine isn't legal in Standard. It is legal in Great. 2 for 1. No problem. And I get to draw a card. So really it's like a 3 for 1. So you get more colors. In more powerful formats, you get decks with more colors. Now, this isn't always true. Vintage and Legacy have all of the cards, and you still see a fair amount of mono or 2-color decks in those formats. Can they ever beat Necrodominance? I'm gonna go with no. I don't think they can beat Necrodominance. Oh, I took away my end step stop. Gotta put it back. I think I'm just gonna go for 5 here. And then we're setting up for a Shieldred Necrodominance turn. That sucks. I don't need a land. Relic's really good. Relic just turns on Ketramose immediately. Uh-oh. They have Arena of Glory. I might be dead. I was really hoping to hit anything. Shoal or... Soul Spike. Just anything. Double Fluting. Okay. That's 5, and then if they have untapped land Bolt, I'm dead. And if they don't have that, I'm in great shape. This game is complicated. Yes, Tyrelli, we are back with Magic content all week, every day, because I'm between jobs. My new job starts next week, and Adrian and the gang, they do have untap red. They don't have lightning bolt, or at least they're not showing me lightning bolt. The gang is in Kentucky. I do have to be a bit careful here. I think it's better to cast Shouldered. What? Look, this is black and then white. This is white and then black. Why do they do this? Why? Okay. So we're going to draw 2 cards here. And if they have Shock, we die, but that deck doesn't have Shock. Sure. I'm discarding enough cards to turn on Ketramose. So we're just in the clear now. Oh, I'm not discarding enough cards. We're at 6 in exile. Poopers. I think it's Menace. I could still die here. Yeah, it always taps for black. So why isn't black the first? Godless Shrine says taps for white or... Oh, they're all reverse order from what's on the card? And they're just on a different... They're in a different order on... I think I'm dead. This is a weird matchup. Trying to activate a Rain of Glory. I win? Okay. Take those. Alright. I don't know how to sideboard this matchup. I think Pest Control might be good. I think Meat Hook Massacre might be good. They play a lot of 1-drops. They have Mako and that Menace sort of prowess thing. I think these are pretty good. Meat Hook Massacre less so, because Makos can just get stupidly big. And they don't go super wide. Yeah, I think this is where we are. Like, Meat Hook, big enough to kill Hollow One is just not going to happen. Meat Hook for 0 isn't amazing. I don't know about Vindicate. I think these are in. Doubt Voidwalker is very disruptive. What am I taking out? Probably Thoughtseize. I need the life total, and they love to be discarded. Yeah. So in this hand, we have a pretty straightforward game plan. I think this is a keep. Voidwalker is big disruption for them. Fatal Push is big disruption for them. We have 3 lands. We can cast all of our spells. I think this is a great hand. It's not an exciting hand, but it's a great hand. And they don't have a turn 1 vomit your hand outplay, which makes me happy. I would like to get Shadowy Backstreet here, but odds are I have to Fatal Push. I'm also pretty likely to get Burning Inquiry, although they didn't do it turn 1. Wow. What did they sideboard? Like, what hands do you keep for that deck that does nothing? Do I guess I'll keep Soul Spike. It's not a bad card to have in hand. Just gonna get a basic swamp to preserve my life total and cast Voidwalker. They might have removal, I guess? Like, what could be in their hand? It's not instant speed removal. No, it is. Here we go. Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt. There we go. One card in exile. Step 1 for Ketramose. They kept such an insanely reactive hand. I'm just casting Ketramose. They can't deal with it. Sure. Bowmasters me. I would have died to Bowmasters, Sam. If I cast Necrodominance, I would have died to Bowmasters. No, it's just Ketramose is a thing that they can't ignore forever. And they have no way to deal with it. So Ketramose forces them to start playing the game. I get the impression that their hand is mostly reactive. That's why they're not doing anything. Yeah, I would have soul spiked it, but fluting is fine. Flute away, good sir. If they burning inquiry, I don't know. I think I sit. Sure, hollow one. Don't care. Hollow one just eats a soul spike. We have some real choices here. I didn't play Necro because I wanted to show you that I fetched for white. Okay. Let's talk about this turn. I have a lot of lines. I can shock and Fel the Profane, Fatal Push, Bowmasters, cast Necrodominance, holding up at least one soul. I think that's the line. I think this is the line. Yes. Push the Bowmaster, cast Necrodominance, soul spike at least once on hollow one. They're tapped out, so I'm gonna pay 10 here. Unlucky. Okay, we're gonna spike hollow one, Necrodominance, Douthie Voidwalker. Now I will exile enough cards here that Ketramose is online. So Ketramose can block the army token. Oh, I wanted my own Fatal Push in exile. That's a good point, Sam. Good shout. Probably could have pitched a spare Ketramose as well. We'll gain some life before we do anything. Cast Sheoldred, win the game. They can't block to turn on Fatal Push for Sheoldred. My life is going to become exponentially enormous. They could have shoot the Sheriff, I guess. Nope. Pay 8, gain Bowmaster. That's fine. So I'm at 8. I'll draw 3. Because if I draw 4, I die. So I'll draw 3 cards. We're going to go to discard. I don't need to Ketramose. This is 5 damage. I would die to Bolt, so I will block. I think it's so funny for Hollow One to be playing Bowmasters now. It's, I think, good only in this matchup exactly. And I didn't think that Necrodominance was big enough. They're playing Blood Moon. I didn't think Necrodominance was big enough. That's wild. No, so they're just playing bad cards. Like, they're playing Blood Moon and Orcish Bowmasters, which I guess bad cards isn't the right term, but cards poorly positioned in today's meta. I can draw a lot of cards. Emperor can't bring back my shoulder because I have a Necrodominance. So my shoulder's in exile. Let's keep drawing. Always yield to my own Ketramose. Soul Spike's a good draw. Let's gain some life. Soul Spike answers Bowmasters, which they can't even cast. March of Wretched Sorrow. Love that card. Let's leave that on top. And I can cast it with my 1 open mana. I have a spike in hand, so I'm going to draw 8. If they bolt me, yeah, they're dead. Okay, so we'll Soul Spike. They can have a bolt here, I don't care. I'll respond with another Soul Spike. Bolt me, bro. You won't. You won't bolt me. And we win. Oh, nice. Okay. This deck feels pretty good. We haven't played any of the tier 1 decks yet, but feels strong. We will see how it does against Eldrazi, Boros, and Breach. I think that's really the determining factor of how much I will like this deck, is if it can compete with the best decks. Don't love this hand, but Voidwalker is enough into most decks. And we're on the play, right? Yeah. Opponent mulling. We would like to Backstreet Boys are back. Alright. Oh, we have Sinkhole against Eldrazi. Ooh, we're Boros here. Backstreet back. Alright. Do not need another land.
That everybody's gonna be on your tail from 5 o'clock until the day you die.
Voidwalker is not great against Boros, but there is a chance they are Jeskai Wizards. Jack, we actually have mostly in our friendly games of Commander been doing 10 card. And it's pretty chill. I mean, we're like not how do I say this? We play just to have good games. So even with the 10 card, like if you don't have lands or something, just go for another 10. Like we're pretty chill. Although I don't mind, like I have no problem with the standard mulligan with a free mulligan, which is the actual rules of Commander. I think a lot of people forget that you get a free mulligan in Commander. Oh, there's Zoo. I don't think Voidwalker does anything against Zoo. They're elementals. Okay, we're really getting thrown around here. I'm just gonna fetch and kill this. Relic doesn't do anything. Push the reef. They got a Dryad Arbor. So I can play a Risen Reef? I don't want a Risen Reef. Yeah, I don't want that. Now this is a Solitude deck, so I expect them to Solitude my Shoulder. But then I have a Solitude under Voidwalker. So, pros and cons. And I have a backup Voidwalker, which is... Doubt Voidwalker in multiples or in duplicates is actually... like, secretly quite strong. Yep, there it is. They're going to Solitude Shieldred. Now I have a Solitude. Oh, they don't have Ephemerate, do they? I get totally blown out if they... Yeah, okay. That's a blowout. Woof. How does Ephemerate still... It does. Wow. Rebound? Okay. I guess they choose the replacement effect. Woof. Woof. I mean, this is the only thing this deck does. I think everything else in Elementals is trash. We're on pass here. They will target something with Ephemerate. And I'll kill the something. Hopefully they target Risen Reef. Sick. So it was like a 3-for-1. Or me stopping them from 3-for-1ing. Running 6 into Dothy Voidwalker is pretty bad. I guess they could fetch now and get their fetch back.
Supposing that creature, the one you killed, was capable of taking ideas.
3 Risen Reefs in the top 20 cards is fortuitous, I guess.
Absorbed through the orbs.
The odds of them having another Solitude or Ephemerate are kinda high. I want to see what I draw off Relic. Interesting. They want to keep their fetch, sure. Alright, 3 Risen Reefs down. They're out of card draw engines, essentially. And they have 4 cards in hand. Million mana and a Wrenn and 6 online. Getting back the Cycle Land, the Triome, tells me that they're looking for something. Okay, they're not looking for anything.
Go on.
We're getting up to like Hardcast Soul Spike mana. Not tapping Dryad Arbor. Okay. Man, losing to Elementals just feels bad. It's like a tier 3 deck where their nut draws are kind of good. So we are 1 land away from Hardcast Soul Spike. Not somewhere you want to be. Is this Court of Calling for Risen Reef? No, it's Cycle Zagoth Triumph. Wrenn and 6 is gonna ult soon. Get me out of this game. And they have an Ephemerate in hand. That's the worst part. Hey, Sam. I see that. Look. That was a Saga's precon. And the Infinite Horus Heresy. They board wiped every turn because of clock spinning. It's kind of cool. It was kind of cool. Oh, what? Knowing that they have Ephemerate, or just assuming that they have Ephemerate, this is a rough spot. Because I'm gonna Necro for 6 and then just lose the game. The Horus Heresy isn't in a... Oh, did I just grab somebody else's deck? I don't build decks, so we know that wasn't me. Couldn't have been my fault. Oh, am I gonna die? Oh, Tom Bombadil. That's right. So I'm just Dobbs. Great. Okay. Elish Norn is hilarious. Meathook Massacre being a 3-mana answer to Risen Reef? I don't know.
I hardly know how to begin.
What am I... Nobody builds modern decks thinking about elementals because it's just so fringe. It's so not good. I don't know, Sam. I got up to 6 lands that game. I think I'll cash the Elish Norn, no problem. It's a super grindy matchup with elementals. Vindicate hits Ren 6. And they don't play a lot of low CMC creatures. I can't be cutting Fatal Pushes, though. That's crazy. Emperor of Bones is quite good. I think Voidwalker is quite bad. I think that's my sideboard. We will see. It's a 3-land hand? Okay, it takes a while to figure out what you're looking at with this deck. 3-land, no white. Turn 1 Thoughtseize. Yeah, this should be good. I mean, it's not great, but I think there's a lot of 6s and 5s that are worse than this. Okay, knowing about Ephemerate makes it much worse, and not having Ren in 6 makes their hand pretty bad, in my opinion. Yes, see, my hand doesn't do anything on the play. That is correct. But it takes away the Ren at 6. This is a very reactive hand, because this is just a long match. And you knew I was going to draw it. The Ephemerate's obnoxious. That's like not what I want to see. Oh, thanks, Jack. Yeah, I'll be around for a few more hours. I do have to go climbing later. But I think I have like another 2 hours in me. Titania in the bin. I would like a Titania. Shock in Steam Vents. Why? Why? That tells me they have an answer to Necrodominance. So I will instead cast Emperor of Bones. This needs 2 mana to Prismatic Ending. This is like my 9-inch charges. It's just like I don't feel like I'm in a rush to win the game in this matchup. It's a very slow game. Galvanic Discharge is what they shocked in Steam Vents for? Am I a joke to you? What? No respect for the Necrodominance. I could have just cast Necrodominance on turn 3. Can't get no respect. And no white source. Life total means nothing to me. Here it comes. You ready? Great. So they did have the answer. The backstreet is back. All right. No, I don't need a land. And now our hand of answers looks great. Doesn't it, T? Doesn't this hand of only answers look great? Because they're going to cast like a... Who cares? And I'll... Who cares it? It's a breeze. Breeding pool? Great. They're not casting Green Suns. They're very much treating me like a combo deck. We have the fetch for Fatal Push, which is nice. It's good to have. I might actually not even fetch for a Surveil here. Just to keep fetch Fatal Push. Why do they refuse to play the game? Cast Green Suns. Do it. Green Suns for... You have one more land? You go get your big Omnath. This doesn't do anything. This is just the Bone Man. I cast this, they Prismatic Ending it. I would like to take Beseiju so you can't get it back with another Renin 6. Do I click this now, opponent?
New ones every day.
It's a slow matchup. We're just gonna grind it out. I know 2 of the 6 cards in their hand. Oh, that's a push target. Good enough for me. And now I can fetch. I'm not even waiting for their end step. I don't care. I need action. I can't. My life total's dwindling. I didn't specify the kind of action. Kill his red source, make it even slower. I really want him off of white. I think white is the best color in that deck. He's got 2 white sources. Ketramose is a great draw here. Play Beseiju. Okay. Omnath. Green Suns for Omnath. No. Green Suns for Doofus Dorcas. Tiny, Risen Reef. That guy. I'll vindicate that. No, you know what? I will hardcast Sickening Shoal. You make me sick. And you'll Ephemerate, which I am fine with. Let's go ahead and click this for you. You Ephemerate? They have so many cards. Wow, they let it. Okay. Cool. A fetch. Just what I always wanted. My 8th land. They're gonna leyline Binding a Pocker Trawler. This game's getting stupid. Get me out. Yeah, you got a little reef man. I have infinite mana. I want to see what I draw before I vindicate. Not a bad one. I can take their Ephemerate? Yeah, and now they can't even Solitude. They should have done something in response to that. They might hardcast Solitude on an empty board. Knowing they have Beseiju kind of sucks. We're on like Ketramose or Bust. If I cast Necro, they just Beseiju it. And then still have enough to hardcast Solitude. Oh, God. I'm just passing. I really need Ketramose here. They'll keep the Beseiju, but if I cast Necro, I can't even draw that many cards. And in this very slow game... Can I stop drawing lands, please? In this super slow game, like if I cast Necro while they have Solitude up, the most cards I can draw is 4, and then I don't draw again. Now, if I draw an answer to Solitude, I'm happy to cast Necrodominance. Like Soul Spike. They may have redrawn Ephemerate, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. Now I think this is real, and I think they will Beseiju do this, rather than let me draw cards.
What's that sound? It's the waves. Angry waves. Day after day, night after night, they meet with savage fury on the rocks below.
One short of casting Soul Spike. It's fine, they didn't cast Solitude.
Falling to someone never answers.
This is my life now. Look, they'll deck out first. They have 33, I have 35. How? I've drawn every land in the whole deck. What is going on? How is this possible? This is utter nonsense. Oh, I'll bet they do have endurance. Yikes. What is this, Omnath? Green Sun's for 5. That's a Titania. Okay. That's what? Omnath costs 4, my guy. Oh, their Titania's gone. They thought they still had Titania. You have 1 fetch? Yeah, I should have responded. Oh well. Yeah, I should have soul spiked with the draw trigger on this deck. Although now, because when they ephemerate, I'll do it before draw. When they ephemerate my soul spike, then they can't attack. Oops, cancel. Fetch. Fetch, fatal push. Oh, fetch, failed to find fatal push. Wow, we really got every land out of the deck. Probably should have done this the opposite way. Thinking that they have an ephemerate. And soul spike, if they don't have ephemerate, is just generally a better card to have. We I did not picture Necrodominance games going like this. My out is Elish Norn. Ketramose is pretty good. This will draw me a few cards. Oh, I have to do it on my turn. So they're going to Solitude. Right now. And then I'll crack Relic and draw 2. Fell the Profane's pretty good. Okay. So I gain 4. He counts himself. What? Hold on. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't have enough to Fell the Profane and Shieldred. Or double Fell the Profane. So if they have another Ephemerate. How many have they cast? 2? If they have another Ephemerate, we get hosed. I will upkeep Fell the Profane. This is not upkeep. I thought we were in upkeep. That's fine. Guys, we found another land. That's pretty exciting. They definitely have an answer to this, but this game could go on forever. I need to do something. Hard cast Solitude. Fell the Profane. Relic of Progenitus. Maybe I need to cast Bogger Trawler and start getting in with the beats. Force of Vigor. Okay. Okay, chill out, bro. It's a good draw. Another Solitude. No. Are we running out of Solitudes? Not running out of lands, I can tell you that much. This deck does not play that many lands. Oh, alright. Yep. Oh, I should have fetched and trawled myself. Great shout, Joseph. Excellent point. I'm too tilted to play well. Opponent is giving up on this strategy of Drago. Sick. It's all over now. This is the last attempt. The last hurrah. It hit the stack. There's so few cards left in my deck. There's 20 cards left. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 mana, which is Shoal for 1. I guess I have to discard a bunch of cards anyway. I'm definitely gonna hard cast Shoal for 1. The art on this card is so weird. Fish flying around throwing up is like, what why? What am I looking at? Vindicates a sorcery. I think I'm just hard casting both. Oh, that's 6 mana. I can't hard cast both. So I have a fetch. The fetch is for nothing. Okay. Sad turn. If they have Ephemerate and they Ephemerate the token, I pretty much lose the game. Or that. Yeah, pretty much just lose the game. I get 2 draws off these relics. Oh, I died around in 6. Okay, well, we lost the elementals in very tedious fashion. Not sure what my takeaway is from that. I don't think elementals is a real deck. I think our takeaway is nothing. Maybe someone in chat has some insight. I misplayed multiple times. I tilted. We didn't draw our singular sideboard Silver Bullet of Elish Norn, which turns off 80% of their cards. Don't know. It exists in a very literal sense. I just don't think it's a deck that you should be playing right now. This guy's fine. I'm on the play, right? Yeah. So we have turn 1 Thoughtseize. What? Okay. Wasn't expecting to see a hand like this. Surveil to the top. Okay. I would like a land in the next 2 draws. Beautiful. Back streets, back. All right. Ooh, untapped land is nice. I don't have to bolt myself. I can draw more cards. I like that. They're not really in the colors of dealing with this. Knowing that I have a soul spike, I'll draw 10. 2, 3 spikes. It's a spicy meatball. need these. I don't need 2 Voidwalkers. I kind of like Emperor Bones as an answer to Flage. We have Ketramose online. Yep. Okay, so the way this plays out, the way I drew it up, was I now cast Emperor of Bones. They have to Solitude it. And then they don't have Solitude for Ketramose next turn. They can't let me have their Flage.
But remember,
Yeah. So they're going to Solitude, pitch Solitude. Right? That's what they exile? Yeah. Sick. They played this Arena of Glory. Cool. So now we cast Relic, and we get them anyway. And we get to draw 10 cards again? Nothing. Okay. Don't need these. I would like to keep 1 push. No, I don't want to keep push. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 1 more cut. Do I need a 5th land? I don't think I need Fel the Profane. 5 lands is Ketramose Emperor Bones. Sure. Okay. We're going to draw a lot of cards here. I think Pocket Solitude is pretty dope, in my opinion. I think it's better than having Pocket Flage. Well, Pocket Flage is 12 damage. That is a lot of damage. Okay, so they get me either way there. And I can't pay for Relic. So this is fine. Solitude could have taken away Ketramose, though. Spyro, sure. So now I gain life? Yeah. I gain life off all the cards that I draw. Okay, so that was like a weird Mardu good stuff? I'm not even sure what to call that deck. I think Surgical's amazing. And I think Fatal Push is bad. In fact, if I could cut more Fatal Pushes, that would be great. I think Elish Norn stops a lot of their ETBs. That's probably as far as I'm going to sideboard. Man, we played against 0 tier 1 decks. That's annoying. I wanted to see this deck put up against the best decks in the format, so we could really. Why did I keep this hand? Oh, right, because yeah, okay. Because I really wanted to see it tested at the highest level. I think we already know it's got some legs. I just wanted to see how far it could go. Ooh, Surveil Flage. Basic Swamp makes it pretty hard for them to cast. Oh, I see what they're doing. You targeting Flage? No? I have no 2-drop. I get what you're saying, T, about tier lists being overrated, but when you go to events, at this point, Modern has such intense saturation of the best decks in top 8. It's a real thing. Opponent missed a land drop. They might just be dead. Sure. They might have Ephemera here. That's what the delay is. Sure. I don't think it's a very powerful play. 2 toughness? There's no reason to do this now, not later. If I'm planning to cast Necrodominance, then I can just do it in my end step. With better options of what to exile. Okay, well. That was easy. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. Grab some water. Feel free to get up and stretch. Get water yourself. Take care of yourself. I'll be back in like 5 minutes. And then we'll keep jamming. Where should I put you? Here? Sure. Alright. I ate a banana, the power food for the brain. This deck requires some brain. And let's get right back into it. Oh, we lost 0 viewers. The chair had as many viewers as I did. Love it. That's what I'm here for. We have some diehard fans in chat. How did I slam a banana that fast? Wow, we lost a viewer when I sat down. Look, you just chew and swallow? I don't know. Is it hard to eat a banana? I did say 5 minutes, and then realized in retrospect that was nowhere near 5 minutes. But it's not like I live in a palace. My bathroom's right over there, and my kitchen is right over there. So, this hand is unplayably bad. Get it out of here. 3 land, 3 Necrodominance is fine for a 6. Okay, we have Deathly Voidwalker to interact with Amulet. It's not nothing. Okay. Yep. I'm gonna yield until the end step. Are we getting turn 2'd? Is this turn 2 Titan? This feels an awful lot like turn 2 Titan. Green Suns for Titan. Did my opponent mulligan? Or did they just natural? They went to 6. Uh-huh. Okay, well, we lost in legacy fashion. Sometimes it happens. Oh, they're playing a commercial district? My build of Amulet Titan didn't have commercial district. I was actually chatting on Monday night with somebody at Card Art about putting Surveils into Titan. And we had just agreed that there's not really room for more tapped lands. Like what are you gonna cut? It's a tap land that only ever makes 1 mana. Like, how are you squeezing in? What lands are you cutting to put in Surveils? I mean, you can't transmute, so I don't. 1 Surveillance and fetches. Wow. I just don't see room for fetches and Surveils in Titan. This guy's playing. Oh, it's Vesuva. Okay. Wait, what is this? Kessig Wolf Run? Wait, this is like 2024 and 2020 meeting. We have a Surveil and a Kessig Wolf Run in the same Amulet Titan deck list. What's going on? Am I at 1? Okay, I'll just concede. Alright. Well, Elish Norn hoses that deck. Pest Control hits Amulets. Surgical, weirdly good. Sickening Shoals do nothing. Sickening Shoal, a Soul Spike kills a Titan, weirdly. That's funny. I think Emperor of Bones is prolifically bad. And Thoughtseize is really not great against Titan. Oh, Fatal Push. Sorry, I have 4 Fatal Pushes to cut. Orm's Chant might be something. Yeah, Vindicate is better than Shoal. Good shout. And we have so much graveyard hate, but he's of course playing the non-graveyard version. What's up, Tea Time with Toby? Orm's Chant is funny because you cast it after Pact. They pact, you chant, they cry. I'll bet chants are better than Thoughtseizes. We'll do 2 and 2. That's a 1-lander. We're throwing back a relic here. I'm doing all right. We've been having a fun day of playing this very cool black-white Necrodominance. Necrodominance Ketramose deck. Teleria West, first land of the game. Okay. That's not really where you want to be. Yeah, we've won everything. This slows me down, but I don't mind pest controlling an amulet. I won't ever turn down pest controlling 2 amulets. I'll tell you what. Goodbye, opponent. You've been relegated to the Shadow Realm. That's backbreaking. I guarantee they kept that hand on the basis of having 2 amulets in hand. They can Besage you this. They don't have it. Draw 10. Am I a joke to you, game? Am I a joke to you? Why? Why?
I hardly know how to
Okay. I don't need 3 Ketramose. Wow, that was okay. Okay, that was a miserable draw from Necro. Spelunking. Suva copy Symmetro Chamber. Oh, copy my fetch. Cool. I'm gonna hold up this fetch because I can cast Ketramose and then fetch, and that draws me a card. Now I can get a swamp to cast Thoughtseize. Putting me at 6. Don't love that. Hmm. Dismember, sure. Draw another card. Worms Chant. I really can't go that low. We're gonna get a back street. Oh, how many Ketramose do I have in exile now? 3. So there's 1 left in the deck? That's a bummer. I missed again? No shouldered, no spike. I probably should have gone to 2 in case I got shouldered. Yeah, that's really bad. That's really bad. I'm now rooting for my opponent to get rid of my Necrodominance. One, two, three. God, this game has shown me not knowing how to play Necro. If they just have a Titan, they win. Analyst. There's only 1 land in your bin. I hit 2 more. 3 more. No, 2 more. Always rooting for me, Nurgle Matt. Thank you. I appreciate the confidence. Analyst is lethal power. I am now realizing. Yes. I may have to fell the Profane and Aftermath Analyst. Nah, they're gonna crack it here. What? I can always pitch Pest Control. It does cycle. And I have Relic. Okay. And we have Orm's Chant to stop 1 turn of this stupid thing attacking. Crack Relic to draw. A spare copy of Necrodominance. Sick. Very cool. So I get 1 more card in the game from Pest Control. And I have to upkeep Orm's Chant so that he can't attack. Sure to get myself into a mess here. You. No spells, no attacking. You may play lands, and that is all. You're gonna bounce T-West, transmute T-West. Yeah. We did hit their mirror pool. But I'm at 1 life, so. Oh, get Bashashu. Please besage me, opponent. Please. Pretty please. I don't want to play this anymore.
If only I'd had my shot. How many did we kill? Oh,
Oh, we got it. We got the 4th land to cast Fel to Profane and not die to Aftermath Analyst. Never didn't have it. Avatar: The Last Airbender as the last Universes Beyond. I think Sam was the one who no-scoped it. He called this a long time ago. I don't know. I'm tired. I've become a boomer Magic player. How do I win? I can't ever draw again. So I need 6 turns of them doing nothing. They've been shifting Woodland. Pact for Titan, haste the Titan, I die. Okay. Yeah. Alright, we deserved to lose there. Avatar is thematically closer to the Magic universe, or aesthetically closer than a lot of the other properties that they've done. So I'll give it that. And it's a great property. I will also give it that. But I think in the same way that it's going to be weird to have an entire set of Magic cards be comic book, like to have a Spider-Man set, presumably the art is all going to be cel-shaded, or like the aesthetics of comics. It will be similarly weird to have Avatar, like Western cartoon aesthetics for an entire set. And if they don't do that, then it looks weird. Like, it just seems like a lose-lose for them from an art design, from like an art brief perspective, or I'm keeping this throwing back a swamp. It just seems like the aesthetics will clash with what Magic is, but they've clearly long. What? If I take Mox Opal, you just don't have mana? Okay. You don't have mana. That's a bold keep from Villain.
I'm not afraid.
Of course they drew into it. So they saw Soul Spike. They have Bolt for Voidwalker. Which is unfortunate because it really shuts down a lot of what they're trying to do. And now I can't Necron 3? Yeah, that was probably just the wrong play. That was definitely the wrong play. Tamio turns on Mox Amber. God, I hate this deck. Well, this is what I asked for. I wanted to see this matchup, and here we are. Probably yourself. Probably me. Oh. Okay, we're gonna learn from last game, and we're gonna go to 2, not to 1. And we already have Soul Spike in hand, so we know this can't actually go that poorly. Soul Spike turns off their Mox Amber. Or a Shoal to turn off their Mox Amber. I think we do that. Soul Spike face. And then we're going to discard lands. Sick. I think Aether Drift, my understanding is the public opinion before the set came out was very negative. That this is like hat set number 5 in a row. And we're all kind of tired of hats, to be honest. But that the execution of the set mechanically, the gameplay was pretty good. It's like a decent limited format. And there's some cool cards in it that aren't just like characters you already know wearing a hat. So I think public opinion turned around. Yeah. Okay, they have no mana. So this should just be me winning the game. I mean, not on the spot win, but sort of on the spot win. Letting Thoracle go to the bin, I think is pretty bad for them. So I think, yeah, I think they can't really beat any of what I'm doing right now. Sure. I think with that in mind, we take a pretty conservative draw of like 5. I mean, they genuinely just can't do anything against what we're doing. Great. Joseph, they do have the obnoxious game plan, the plan B of Urza Saga tokens. Oh, I have a spell pierce now. And a bolt? Sick. So they're not dead for me exiling Thoracle. But yeah, they're in a pretty rough spot. They might have Grape Shot in the main. Some builds of Teamer have Grape Shot in the main. Some builds have 2 Thoracles, some builds have Thoracle Chase. There's so many variations of Teamer. I think it's likely they'll just concede here. Sure. That was a weird game. Okay, so Elishnorn's Surgical Arms Chant. That is our package to stop what they are doing. Fatal Push to hit Emery is pretty good. Thoughtseize feels less good. I think Emperor of Bones doesn't make the cut. Oh, my bitrate went way down.
We must get out of this house right away.
I think Exhaust was not intended to be a mechanic that you build a deck around. Exhaust is a great limited mechanic. I mean, we've had this before, right? This is Monstrous. Exhaust is just Monstrous. Except Monstrous was like really good. But I think Exhaust just makes limited have more thinking. Like, you hold your mana up, everything's in your second main phase. Combat is kind of messed up by Exhaust. I think it's cool. I like Exhaust. I don't think it really affects constructed formats very much, but that's fine. I mean, how many sets in a year do we need that rotate every constructed format? Yeah. And there's some cool Exhaust cards that are, like, maybe constructed playable on their own. Like the Loot that lets you recall Bolt and Dark Ritual, but in green. I think that card could see standard play, maybe. I'm not sure what the standard meta is, but I think the card is strong enough to be played in standard. There's no lands in my hand. Yeah, that's a weird card T. That feels like they were trying to make it work in limited, in constructed, and IMO it just doesn't. Relic's a cool draw here. Get that out of here. Ooh. Oh. Thought they were gonna hold up like actual factual counterspell there. They could be holding up Bolt. I'm gonna cast Doughty Footwalker anyway. Flip Tameo. Mox with no Metalcraft. Sure, I'm confused. Opponent has thrown up a Confusion Ray. This matchup feels good for Necro. We just have so much graveyard hate. They can't deal with all of it. Emery is really bad into Voidwalker. What are you doing? And you tapped your only red source. Huh? Huh? I think we are on Ketramose here. Not on Necro. Get that preordain out of there. So we could kill Tamio. Okay. I'll put 2 damage on Tamio. Ketramose is already online because they played Emery. That's amazing. I don't think they play. Why would they fetch now? I don't think they play any cards that deal with Ketramose. Do they? Oh, please put it in the graveyard. Nah, I left it on top. Flame of Lenore. On Doughty Voidwalker. Tragic. Yeah, the Emery play was strange. I'm torn between killing the opponent and trying to stop Tamio. Okay, well, opponent just lost the game. In its entirety. Because we surgical Underworld Breach, and they have no mana. So, they just lose. We take all their breaches. There was one in hand, that's hilarious. And then... Are they not on Urza's Saga? What? Wait, there's a build of this deck that doesn't play Urza's Saga? That's weird. So they genuinely just have no way to win now. Hit you. Necro. Have I considered doing Commander crossovers with some of the other MTG YouTubers? Tea Time with Toby. Yes. In fact, I think today, going up on Pleasant Kenobi's channel, is me and Adrian playing Commander with Pleasant Kenobi and Saffron Olive. So, check that out. I didn't do the math, but I think opponent has died. Opponent has not died, and I enter sadness phase. Sadness resolved. Okay, we are keeping Shieldred. We're keeping Relic of Progenitus. There we go. Great. Expect a concession.
Right.
Great. Okay, I mean, 2-0ing Breach is not nothing. Oh, good night, tea time. Yeah, that gives me some confidence with this deck. 2-0ing Breach. Like that. Respectable. Of course, Breach will be banned by the time I play my next big event. We can only assume. I don't love this hand.
Herman prowls around the streets all hours of the
I
night,
do love this hand.
just like an animal. Maybe he's the bad guy.
I'm sorry you got over that, Klingon. Everyone knows where it might be.
We're pitching Goblet Shrine. We don't have a play until turn 3, which is pretty bad against Boros. Oh, it's pretty bad against Eldrazi too. Yeah, no sagas in Temur Breach was questionable at best. That was quite strange. This is the next big matchup that I'm curious about. Really looking for like a Thoughtseize here. Off the top. Be nice. Nice. Oh, we got the Thoughtseize! No way! Okay, I need this Verdant Catacombs to be a white source. Yeah, we're gonna take Utopia Sprawl. Slow them down a bit. They must have mulliganed. I feel like they're down a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they mulliganed twice? No, once. They went to 6. Commercial district, forced in the bin. Okay. So they have a really slow start. The land sequencing here is a little awkward. I want a white source. Untapped white source from Verdant Catacombs is 3 life. Untapped Fel the Profane is 3 life. A little awkward. They have the Sprawl. Their hand is World Breaker and an unknown card. And they currently have 5 mana. So they could World Breaker next turn. Oh my god, I didn't crack Verdant Catacombs. No! No! Ah! Gah! Oh, that's rough. I mean, if I pay 6 life, I'm at 9. That's not okay. That's not. We're no longer in Necro territory. This is terrible. Terrible news. I think we're just pretending that this turn didn't happen. I can't pay that much life. I just can't. K command. Now they have World Breaker, they hit a land. Oh. Yeah, maybe I should have just taken the risk. I don't know. I mean, in reality, I should have just not missed the fetch on end step. So definitely World Breaker here. Okay. This is worse for me. Yeah. Should have tapped it so that I could push. Another mistake. Untapped land on top? At no point did I not have it? Now they do World Breaker me here. No third soul spike. Okay. Ooh, I do need a backup Necrodominance. I don't need a backup Ketramose.
From a husband who planned a trip on which he intended to destroy his wife and did kill her lover.
Okay. Cards that we are keeping. One Shouldered, Thoughtseize, Necrodominance, Emperor of Bones, Ketramose. Great. We might dig our way out of this game, to be honest. They're going to World Breaker, Necrodominance here. No? Emrakul. Oh, I just die. They just pay 9 on my end step and I die. Okay. Okay, we're very soft to Emrakul. Sinkhole is pretty sick. Vindicate, similar. Sickening Shoal and Fatal Pushes are bad. Yeah, that's my read. We're just going to land destruction them in games 2 and 3. That's our plan. Don't like that hand.
Yes, and what can I do for you? Let's see if we got the facts straight.
That's a 0 land hand.
San Francisco just in time to catch the next boat for Yokohama.
I think we're keeping these 5. We'll throw back Relic and Soul Spike. Oh, I don't have a 1-drop. I should have backstreeted. Lots of misplays. It's a good Vindicate target for later. Voidwalker, and then I can bolt myself to Vindicate next turn. I'll do this now to force the K command that they definitely have. Spawns And get rid of Voidwalker, sure. Sinkhole, best draw? They have a World Breaker behind the Labyrinth. I wanted to leave up the Labyrinth because I can Sinkhole it. I cannot Sinkhole the Forest. I'm going to keep calling that card Sinkhole. Whatever it's actually called. The Ice Age Sinkhole. Break the ice. Yes. So they have 5 mana? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they can't kick a Myco Spawn, which I think what they're looking to do right now. Opponent doing the math. Unkicked Myco Spawn, sure. I would like a Sinkhole. Fetching it? Okay. That's a... I don't think I've ever seen somebody Myco Spawn a fetch land. Ever. I would like to Sinkhole your Labyrinth. And now getting Windswept Teeth looks very questionable. Look at a Surveil. Chrysalis in the bin. Guess they don't have land in hand, so... That's a good rumble. Taking E Temple. Yep, I would too. What? They didn't play land. They didn't play land at all. I wonder if they forgot or they're trying to protect the temple. Yeah, I think underestimating Surveillance was pretty common when they got printed. Surveillance are deceptively powerful. Okay, we're gonna do 10 cards so we don't die to Myco Spawn. Double break the ice. It doesn't tell me how many types are in their graveyard. Land, creature, instant, kindred, enchantment. That's 5. Artifact 6. So they need 7 mana for Emrakul, and the most they can have is 6. Okay. So we're not immediately dead. What am I doing? Right, I'm casting Soul Spike. Did I choose a target? Thoughtseize. I think I might actually need a spare Necrodominance. Voidwalker. Go to discard. Land, land, land. Next turn we're looking to double break the ice. Oh, I guess I can't double. Maybe I should have kept land for Ketramose. Yeah, probably. Six, yeah. They can kick a Myco Spawn here, which just isn't that good. Chrysalis also isn't. It's not that good. It's okay. Gets blocked forever by Ketramose. Which 2, 4, 6. So they're back to 6 mana if I Sinkhole. Or I shouldered for 7 cards. I have to assume they have Emrakul. March was really good here. Okay, we're gonna spike with 2 Ketramose. They're gonna sack 2 spawns, and okay. So that means 2, 4, 6. I will hard cast March for 1. This will take them back to 5, which means they need a double land to cast Emrakul. Yeah, next turn we're on the shouldered plan. God, it's so hard to keep them off of just winning instantly with Emrakul. I need like a Boggart Trawler. That sets them back a ton. Someone get me a Boggart Trawler stat. Or a the artifact? Not Tormod's Crypt, the other one.
This is only the beginning.
Pest Infestation doesn't hit spawn. Oh, it does. Because 1 or less. Maybe I should have brought Pest Infestation in against Breach. Oh, they had the untapped land. They were there.
Perhaps unwillingly.
No further details available
I don't
this time.
think this helps you. What do you get with Karn?
I'm gonna make you take that.
I don't know what their plan was. Oh, you cut me a mana so I can't cast Shoulder? Yeah. Makes this shadowy backstreet look pretty dumb. Yeah, he can start destroying lands, but it's like super not good enough, in my opinion. If I bin this, I draw.
Like you said.
Nope, that's not how the game works. I'm never gonna get Ketramose right. I think I'm on draw 0. No, I'll draw 2 as a treat. Now that's home cooking right there. Just as a treat. Look, we're just drawing 2 as a treat, chat. Not. That was. I always have it. I never don't have it. Is this hand good enough off the back of just Thoughtseize? I don't have Sinkhole. I don't have white mana for Ketramose, and I have 2 Ketramose in hand. I'm gonna try it. T gave me a solid no. It's not good enough off the back of just Thoughtseize. There's a third land. Oh. See, the reason I kept is the Eldrazi deck is so soft to Thoughtseize. Because they end up with hands like that. Where it's just a pile of garbage.
Better get out of here, get some fresh air.
But they had 2 rumbles. And I can't get my Void... What? So they drew K-Command. Their draw for the turn was definitely K-Command. Okay. So Voidwalker turns off Rumble. They'll K-Command to kill my Voidwalker. And make Scions respawn, I assume? It's a question of Voidwalker or Emperor of Bones. Knowing that they have K-Command, because that's the only play that makes any sense. I'm going to do this. And then they will spawn draw. This lets me keep something on the board, because I don't think it's worth it for them to get rid of this. And I can chip away at their graveyard to stop them from Embercooling. And now that K-Command is down, I can cast Voidwalker next turn. Let's see what their scry is. We're looking for bottom. And rumbling with Emperor Bones on the board is a risky play. Because if they rumble into 2 Emrakuls, they lose the game on the spot. They're tanking on this scry. Whoa. This is a thinker. Long scry. Opponent. You there? Hello? There we go. Top, bottom. Oh, micro spawn? Oh, Karn. This guy loves Karn. I don't think I would have played Karn in this spot.
Do you suppose I could have a few words?
I think liquid metal coating here is terrible. I just kill your Karn. Not sure what they're doing. Okay. I mean, if you cast it, I think it's real bad for you. Unless you have a follow-up Karn? That could be the case. Is that anything? What a strange game. I mean, Soul Spike is interesting because I don't even have to activate Emperor Bones. I think I'm just gonna activate Emperor Bones. And then Soul Spike the next one, because it feels an awful lot like there's a backup Karn. And if I had to guess, they're gonna cast Karn, then tap Liquid Metal Coating, then uptick on the land. Here's backup Karn. No, Rumble. Rumble into backup Karn. Heyo. This feels like a match win. They chose a Karn. Which they're a mana short of. What? Did I miss something? Where did the mana for this Karn come from? Cool. I would like to decrease the number of types in your graveyard. Karn. Goodbye, Karn. Oh, now I have a Karn. Do I have anything in my sideboard I can cast off Karn? That's an artifact. Oh, that's not an artifact. Okay, I have nothing in my board that I can cast off Karn. Darn. Oh, but it's from exile too. If I get an artifact in exile, I can cast Karn. Yeah. And then get it back. Yeah. One, two, three, four, five, six mana. That's not Emrakul mana. It's a kicked Myco spawn. Yep. Sure is a kicked Myco spawn. Or a World Breaker. One more type. Oops, I wanted to attack. Okay. I pressed the wrong button. I don't own it. I mean, I currently own no artifacts, but I have the 1-mana anti-graveyard artifact. Not Tormod's Crypt, which costs 0. You're gonna rumble into a Voidwalker. Okay. You can't take Kick Command. I imagine you take Chrysalis here. Yeah. And that was a risky rumble. I'll tell you what. I take 5. Oh, and you don't have 2 colors to cast Chrysalis. Well, that's a big bummer for you, sir. Oh, that's a 1-day Ketramose right there. That doesn't feel good enough. Types. Man, Ketramose blocking forever is going to frustrate Eldrazi a lot. Oh. Right. I knew that he could get back Breaker of Creation. Breaker, what's the name of that card? Not Breaker of Creation. If he doesn't cast it now, I think I have to cash in Voidwalker. For my own Chrysalis. He is casting it. Devourer of Destiny, not Breaker of Creation. Okay, that means I get away with Ketramose. And I'll get to draw a card. Yeah. That's pretty good with Ketramose. The dream of the Overload is alive. What is it? 6? 2, 4, 5? Yeah, we are pretty close to that. And it hits every land except this forest. Wow. I've never done this. I've never overloaded Break the Ice. Why would they do that? Now they can't. Okay. They're not attacking with anything. What's up, Kenotu? Yep, still here. Probably for another 30 minutes or so. What? I surveilled. I knew it was Emperor Bones. We knew what it was. I have one more draw here off this Emperor Bones. So I will take Karn. And I will draw. And it is an untapped land, so we will destroy basically all of their lands. This is disgusting. Sick. Sick. Oh. I don't even know what you take here. Take a Karn, sure. Eventually I have to attack with Ketramose, or I die. Oh, Emperor Bones is a May. It's up to 1, so I don't have to exile anything. I think we're swapping Ketramoses here. We're gonna do a little body swap. I would like types, artifact. What? Okay. Oh, menace, right. Because I guess playing Second Emperor doesn't force me to exile something. Yeah, I probably should have. I should have taken the Worldbreaker with the Second Emperor and just not taken anything with the first one. I have some concerns about my life total. They just concede. Okay. I feel like that was an actual game, but they gave up. So we're 2-0 in this league. No problem. Crushing people with Necrodominance. Tell you what, these games are a lot faster than Titan games. Yeah, 2-0 against the top 2 decks. That's a good point, T. No, don't point out that I lost Elementals. Oh, okay. Okay. Nobody likes Titan. Sure. Yeah, I'll allow that. I thought you were going to point out that this deck lost Elementals, which is just depressing. I have no respect for Elementals as a deck. OP. Elementals is OP. Look, we gotta ban Risen Reef. Clearly. We don't want to disrupt the meta too much. If we ban Solitude, other decks will change. We gotta ban Risen Reef. The core central piece to that deck. This hand sucks, right? I mean, it's 3 lands, 4 spells, but I'm just not working towards anything. Now that's a hand right there. That's what I call a hand. What is this, Dredge? Am I playing as Dredge? Zombies? Is there a modern zombies deck? I'm gonna lose this match. I feel it in my bones. I need to see what's going on here. I need some intel. Huh? Right? Okay. Now I'm just baffled. I think this is somebody playing their pet deck zombies. That's my read on this situation. Can't be too certain though. They have basic swamp and snow covered swamp? I guess they're just gonna force it. They're gonna make it happen, Cap'n. Soul Spike's a great draw, because now I can have a pretty greedy Necro turn. Well, I don't have a ton of life, but... That's a bad Necro draw. Tragic. Sure. Children. No, Warren Soul Trader. Okay. They can start doing stuff now. Warren Soul Trader, also a zombie. Oh, it's a Chthonian Nightmare deck? That's cool. Really unfortunate for my opponent that my whole game plan is Graveyard Hate. Yeah, unearth that Soul Trader. Let's go. Don't have Flare of Malice, don't have Flare of Malice, don't have Flare of Malice, don't have Flare of Malice. Last card, Flare of Malice. And we're dead. Okay. 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 This feels like a Meat Hook Massacre game. Even funnier when you think about it. This could be surgical, but I just don't think it is. I think Meat Hook is taking the place of Thoughtseize. Yeah, that's how I feel. This is a Meat Hook for 0 matchup. I mean, just everything we do is so good against their deck. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's not amazing. It's a bit slow. Sticking with Sorin. There's a veto Necro deck? I knew there was a Sorin version. I didn't know Veto's the Dean from Strixhaven, right? The black, and on the back is a bird, a white owl. Or is Veto Thorn of the Dusk Rose? Who are we talking about? Why did I click on? Let's try. Oops. Thorn of the Dusk Rose. I take 2. They kept a 1-lander? No, okay. Marionette Apprentice. Oh, okay. I'm gonna Surveil. Should have done last turn. Ketramose is nice. I don't think it's good enough, though. Okay. Alright. Scrybug. Okay, with 2 Soul Spikes in hand, we can get real greedy. So now we have 3 Soul Spikes? Is that 4? Is that the 4th copy? Okay, we have all 4 Soul Spikes. We put them to 1. Great. I got more, dude. Like, you think you kill me? You can't kill me. I'm the gingerbread man. Is that a spare Ketramose? I can't even tell anymore. That might be the only Ketramose. Great. Oh, I kept 2 relics. Whatever. That was a disgusting turn. what? Uh-huh. I just need to meet Hook Massacre just for my own purposes. It'll make me feel good. I just want 2 cards. Not greedy. Yeah. Oh yeah, bud. You got a Gravecrawler there, eh? I don't have fetches, so they can't Fatal Push Shieldred. This should just be the game. Oh, they could have Flare Malice. Alright, what's in this hand? Nothing? There's a Shoal? I mean, it's going away anyway. This Fatal Push. Opponent dead to their own draw step, but they'll have me click all these cards. So that's fun. Flare of Malice. Okay. What a weird match to go out on. This was not the game that I thought we would be ending on. Against somebody's homebrew zombies deck. Who was I thinking of? Who was the dean on the? It's a black 1/1 Menace Lifelink with some more rules text, and on the backside is a bird from Strixhaven. Who am I thinking of? What's that dean? Vino? Am I close? Am I onto something here? Yeah, it's probably fine. What? Opponent? Hold on. Please take your first turn. Valentin? Was his name Valentin? Dean of something or other? Black green? Is his backside green? He's a 1-mana 1/1. It's pay black mana. You get a 1/1 menace lifelink. Then something happens when you gain life. Like a pest, maybe? You make a pest when you gain a life? Valentin. Great. I always thought the owl was on the other side. The owl teacher? But no, I think the owl teacher just gets their own card, not double-sided. Or were all the Deans double-sided? My memory of Strixhaven has faded pretty dramatically. That feels too good.
Just excited.
There's 2 owl cards on Strixhaven? How are there 2 owls?
Oh, Diane Cole here.
Yeah, kind of saw that coming. Alright, we're both down to nothing. I think opponent just has lands in hand. I think I just have lands in hand. They only run 1 surveil? Bowmaster. Okay. Oh, I should have killed it so they can't spy Master's Vault. Phyrexian Tower. Tower into vault? No? You don't? Okay. You just don't want to do this at all? Why are you playing this land if you don't want to use it? It's not at sorcery speed only, is it? Why post? What is going on? Discard Unearth? Soul Trader. Okay, I don't understand what's happening. Okay, alright. Funny hand is funny. Oh, Sickening Shoal's an arcane spell and doesn't have Splice onto Arcane. Betrayers of Kamigawa. Interesting. Things I just noticed. We're gonna be at this for a while, me and Maddie here. Yep. It's too powerful. This orc army token, I can't even kill it with Sickening Shoal. What do I do? It's a good card. That's a better card. I think we're over 10 here. I would like to be able to shoulder my way out of this. How many Bowmasters have we killed? 1, 2, 3. Okay, so there's one left. And unearths. How many unearths are there? None unearth? Oh, 1. Okay. Okay, I'm going for 10. They do have black and 1. Oh, but the trigger's already in the stack, so. Okay, here we go. 1 soul spike. Spike your soul trader. Don't gain life. Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh, Ketramose is my only... Okay, I have a Ketramose in the bin. That's how we're getting out of this. They have to hit a non-land off the top. And we lose. Well, we lost today to Elementals. And we lost today to Jank Zombie. So yeah, and Rossetti, I knew that they could sack and I wouldn't get the life off of Soul Spike, but I needed to kill both creatures. Yeah. Yeah. My outs were like to get a Ketramose. I should have pushed the Orc token earlier. I was thinking about that, pushing the token versus killing the Bowmaster, because I could just hard cast Shoal to kill the Bowmaster. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, both matches, both embarrassing losses are on me. I think the deck performed super well for first time out. Like, first outing with this, we went 2 and 3 in the first, and then 2 and 1, so we're 4 and 4. 4 and 4 is not bad for a deck this weird that I've never played before. And the wins were against strong decks, and the losses were against jank. So, seems like a really good deck. Let's pull up the deck list again. What is up, Magnus? We're doing great. We're closing out at the end of a stream. Is this more fun than Titan? Probably, but is it more rewarding than Titan? No. I think people chase the mountain of Amulet Titan because it is Amulet Titan, right? Like it's like playing Lantern Control. Like, you chase that mountain because there's something wrong with you, and you just need the stimulation of playing the hardest deck around. Anyway, so this was Necrodominance with Ketramose. So Necrodominance is fixed Necropotence, 3 black, just like Necropotence. You skip your draw step, end step, you pay any amount of life, you draw that many cards. Max hand size is 5. You can't put things in your graveyard anymore. Is Elementals anything like old Bant Chance? No, it's a deck that's built entirely around Risen Reef and just good cards that are incidentally Elementals. So, Risen... Oh. Reef. There we go. Let's pull up Risen Reef. So Risen Reef, so 3 mana 1/1. Whenever it or another elemental controls, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land, it goes to the battlefield. If it's not a land, it goes to your hand. And yeah, it's just a 4-color good stuff pile. It also plays Omnath. Omnath, the one that got banned. The 4-color Omnath. Not 5-color Omnath. This Omnath. Locus of Creation. So when it enters, you draw, and then when a land you control enters, you get 4 life. The next one you get 4 mana. The next one you deal 4 damage. It's just the evoke elementals and value creatures and ephemerate. I think it is not a good deck. I did not see a Green Sun Zenith Traxa package. They did have Green Sun Zenith, but we did not see a Traxa at all. And yes, that is the standard. The Omnath I played against, I didn't play with it in Standard, did I? It got banned in Standard like 3 years ago? 2 years ago? Some amount of time ago, that Omnath got banned in Standard because it was the only thing anybody played. But yeah, Necro plus Ketramose. Ketramose is a 4/4 Menace Lifelink indestructible. Can't attack or block unless there are 7 more cards in exile because he's a god. And whenever 1 or more cards are put into exile from graveyards or battlefield, on your turn you draw a card and lose a life. So these are the 2 card draw engines that we're putting together. Is Necro, draw a bunch of cards on end step. Ketramose, draw a bunch of cards whenever I take meaningful game actions. So we're trying to draw into Soul Spike. Mostly free spells. Soul Spike lets us pitch 2 black cards to deal 4 damage to a target and gain 4 life. This is offsetting the life we're losing from Ketramose and Necrodominance. And it's dealing damage. And it gets cards out of our hand when we're about to discard to clean up. And then over here we have Sickening Shoal and March of Wretched Sorrow. These are free spells that are to deal with creatures. March of Wretched Sorrow gains you life. I kind of prefer this to Sickening Shoal. Sickening Shoal just gives -X/-X. But you do need at least 1 black mana to kick off March of Wretched Sorrow. Sickening Shoal is genuinely free. And it deals with indestructible. So if Ketramose is on the rise, Sickening Shoal is a great answer. It also only ever exiles 1 card from your hand. Sometimes you have to dump a bunch of cards for Wretched Sorrow. So, trade-offs. We also have a Sheoldred package. We're going to draw a bunch of cards. And if we're losing life for drawing those cards, we might as well gain some life. Because, why not? There's not a Reanimator version of this deck because we're basically exiling everything. Necrodominance doesn't let cards go to your graveyard. They go to exile instead. And Ketramose rewards us for exiling cards from graveyard. So we are running things like Boggart Trawler to exile graveyard. Emperor of Bones exiles a card from graveyard every turn. Doughty Voidwalker says our opponent's not allowed to have a graveyard. Their cards just go under the Voidwalker. Relic of Progenitus. If you have Ketramose and Relic, you draw so many cards. You tap Relic, they exile, you draw. You pay 1, you exile Relic, you draw. They exile their graveyard, you draw, and then you draw. You draw so many cards off of Relic and Ketramose. It's silly. And then we are playing just generic interaction. Fatal Push Thoughtseize. It's like one of the more straightforward decks to build in Modern. I think this is an easy deck building choice. It just kind of assembles itself. The sideboard is interesting. But a lot of cool play patterns and things to think about when you have to choose how many cards to draw and you're trying to think through the probabilities. Well, if you're a good player, I was just going by gut feeling. But if you're a very good player, you think like, okay, how many cards do I have to draw to hit a removal spell or like a life gain spell, or I need to get a Sheoldred, or I need a Ketramose or something. Like, you can actually do a lot of calculation and figure out how many cards you're supposed to be drawing. For me, it was just like a feeling, like, oh, I'm gonna put 10 life into this. And yeah, I do like the tech that white gives you. Arms Chant is amazing against Breach. Elish Norn, weirdly good into a lot of things right now. Vindicate and Pest Control, just great sideboard cards. Pest Control hoses Breach in some situations, and Boros always. Vindicate gives us another way to destroy lands in the Eldrazi matchup. So 6 sinkholes against Eldrazi. I mean, we saw that today. It's It's real good. So N Rossetti's saying, found the Break the Ice to be really lacking against Eldrazi lately. Was my go-to in older era, but you barely get to cast it because they wait. I mean, so if you go back and watch the match, or maybe you were here for it, we had a match against Eldrazi, and post-board, all we did was sinkhole them into the ground. Like, we sinkholed them into the dirt. We even got to overload Break the Ice, which is one of the dopest things ever. The problem is they can get stuck. Like, it is good for them. One of their answers to Break the Ice is that they can ramp with the enchantment on a forest, and you can't break the ice to forest, but you can vindicate that forest, and that's still a 2-for-1. Which is actually part of why I really like Vindicate in the sideboard here, is you have a package of 6 sinkholes. It's real good. And eventually they run out of colorless or non-colorless lands to play, and you're going to get to Break the Ice. And they really want to be playing the colorless lands. The colorless lands is their fastest game plan. Their optimal draw is turn 1, 2-mana land, turn 2, 2-mana land, turn 3, 2-mana land. One of those 2-mana lands had to be a forest with an enchantment on it, and then they kick, on turn 3, they kick a Myco Spawn, and they're so far ahead they bury you in value. That's their game plan. So when you stop that game plan by sinkholing them on 2, and then you sinkhole them on 3, and you sinkhole them on 4, they run out of lands to play, and then they have a handful of 8 drops. So I like Break the Ice. I like Vindicate. I think the sideboard's great. Yes, Magnus, the pace of Modern went off the rails. I think that Modern Horizons 2 accelerated Modern by a full turn. Things like Ragavan, Dragon's Rage Channeler, and the Evoke Elementals took a full turn off of Modern. And then MH3 took a full turn off of Modern with things like Guide of Souls, Ocelot Pride, all of the Flip Planeswalkers. And then they unbanned Mox, and that took another turn off of Modern. So now Modern is like a 2 or 3 turn format. And the games can drag out. Like, anybody who's played Legacy or Vintage knows that these super short formats where, like, it's a turn 1 game, right? Sometimes you both blow your hand, and then you sit there for the next 15 turns. So games are either super short or super long. Yeah, basically Modern has become what Legacy used to be, and Legacy has become what Vintage used to be. Modern is so fast now. Yeah, Joseph, I think some of the Evoke Elementals slowed down Modern. Like Fury and Subtlety are intended to slow the game down, but the problem is that Fury Reanimated is one of the fastest things you can be doing, right? Like, when you have a 4/4 Double Striker on turn 1 that also clears your opponent's board, what do you do against such reckless violence? Turn 1 Ragavan was so hard to beat. I think some parts of MH2 did slow the format, but the past 2 years of cards, Modern is just, I mean, we're playing Rocket Tag at this point. There's a lot of 1-mana self-contained engines that just win the game on their own, which, it's Modern card design. I don't know. Anyway, I have to go climbing. It's been lovely. I'm going to put up a stream link for tomorrow, sometime tonight. We have to start early tomorrow because we have a 40K video coming out at 3. Don't want to be streaming during that for obvious reasons. So, so we'll be starting early tomorrow, probably like 11 or noon or something. So 2 to 3 hours earlier than today. And then Friday, probably back to afternoon, sometime similar to today. I haven't decided what I'll be playing tomorrow. I'll have to think about it. I'll noodle on it. I recognize that Amulet Titan is not great content. So I probably won't play Amulet Titan again. Maybe we'll play Legacy. I know I've been putting Modern Week in all the thumbnails and the titles. What do you guys think of Legacy? Right now, quick, just a poll of the few people that are still here. Would you want to see Legacy? And if I played Doomsday, would that bother you? Not Legacy Titan. I think Legacy Titan's unplayable. Oh, we got some yas for Legacy, but the question is Doomsday permissible? Because that deck, I'm thinking about buying Doomsday in paper. Long story. I'll tell the story tomorrow. But Legacy, yeah, and then we'll discuss whether Doomsday is permissible. Oh, I'm ready for Doomsday. Doomsday is the Legacy deck I've been playing. I don't think I'm good on it. It's another Amulet Titan. Like, I'm gonna have to put 100 hours into this to be decent, but I'm excited. Great. Okay, we'll play Legacy tomorrow. It's been decided. The thumbnail will have Doomsday, whether or not we play Doomsday, because it has beautiful art. Great. Sick. Awesome. Thank you so much, everybody, for sticking around, giving me play advice, chatting, just having a good time, being kind to each other and to me. Wherever you are in the world, hope you're having a good week, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Here. Magic. Bye.